This is it's taking longer to update than I thought it would. I kind of forgot how bad my internet. I kind of forgot how bad my internet was. So let's see. What can I do in the meantime? Oh yeah, I can. Let's see. Do I have anything with 100% planning? No, I do not. I can open up a separate instance of Factorio. The real addiction is playing Factorio twice at once, right? I can't hear the game. Nobody can hear the game because it's making no sound. So let's at least put on the soundtrack. There we go. Flash world ambiance. There we go. There's music. There's the title music. We'll pretend we're actually in the title. Okay, I have Factorio planning. Does this have anything useful in it? Oh, wait. I know what to do. I know what we can pull up. This version of Factorio. The Steam version. While it is up to date, this isn't the one I do designs on. But I believe this one does have... there might be double soundtracks now. That would be bad. But this one does have a 100% save on it. So, not mine. Definitely not mine. I don't even know how recent it is. I think it was like a 450... I want to say it's like just under sub 5 hours. Wow. This is wild. The amount... The, the amount of bug fixes they have these days. They're very short lists. Very short lists. I can't wait until the expansion comes out and they start having more info in them, I guess. Okay, yeah, there we go. 457. So yeah, this is a fairly old save, especially if it's 169. I'm not sure whose it is. Let's see. Nephrim's. Okay. Why did I reset the hotkeys on this version? This is weird. I don't know how to do anything. Yeah, I reset all of them. Okay. Not a huge deal. Unless... No, there's no way. No, those wouldn't have been saved. I was thinking maybe the hotkeys were a little bit reset. I'm switching over to a different instance right now. There we go. That doesn't... There we go. There we go. It's like that didn't solve anything. I like how we can still hear biters dying in the background from the other the other instance that's not entirely muted. Okay, so these are going not very far. With how short they're going, we might be able to decrease how many trains we have on our network down to like 3 or 4, because we can do up to 5. We can do up to 5, but there's not necessarily a reason to do 5. If I can expect patches are going to be this close, because I imagine this is just for consistency's sake. Like it's a lot faster to just build one rail than it is to build what would it be, 4 by hand, which I do want to do stuff like that because I'll be using a controller. I would much rather not do 4 belts of resources by hand. We'll need to figure out how to connect these, though. They don't look that far, but again, these are in a controller, so I think we will just have to accept that we have to drag a few belts by hand. Okay, yeah, my hotkeys are entirely reset. I have no idea what this is, what save this is. I wonder if I was using this save for testing the no rebind run? No. I have no clue. Okay, but what kind of stuff is there? Let's see, we have this. Mine, construction, ore mine, okay. Oh, and that gets disabled if... Oh, that's smart. Okay, that's really clever. It gets disabled if some like random trash things gets put in it. Or enabled, I guess, if iron is equal to 0. So that way the construction train auto-disables. Okay. And then it empties, and then it gets sent back. Okay, yeah, no, that's definitely something that can be done. Still not entirely sure what these do. Like, conceptually, I get it. But not really. I think I think this has something to do with limiting the train, but that's about all I know. Also, I forgot we're gonna have to do one double track for our building train, which I don't think is too much of a problem. But yeah, since we will have a building train like this, it is nice enough that he has a buffer chest. Boy, wouldn't it be nice to be able to unload 4 red belts from a single 4 train with 8 inserters on each total, or 8 inserters on each half? Oh, that sure would be good, or each segment. Unlike what we have, which is, oh gosh, 12 times 8. So we have 50% more inserters, and we're unloading half the volume. We're great. So we end up with like 3 times the inserters. This is a fun design. They're just directly sending solid fuel. We have no reason to do that because we'll have solid fuel on all these trains anyway. But that's fun. I guess it makes sense since it is fewer entities than a belt. But how are things connected? Just like, okay, there's a lot of train. Okay, now I see why they use trains, because there's a lot of them, and I'm imagining with the way they're set up, it's probably somewhat automated aside from starting the trains. So you can just queue up a bunch at once. Or at least that would be my guess. That's the first outpost. We need to figure out how much. Honestly, it might be worth reconsidering how we do our not changing our outposts, but the way we have our outposts, I think it's like this shape, as opposed to it's a flat rectangle or a long rectangle instead of like a flat one, which I'm not sure if that will actually make a difference, but it is something to keep in mind. I am very concerned about availability of crude oil, but there's not really a good way around that. We kind of need, it's either this or we have like 1,000 drills on coal, which is also really bad. So like connecting this from here to here isn't a huge concern. It is annoying, but I think it's the better option. I'm not sure. We'll probably need pumps. We'll definitely need pumps. And then for the power plant, how much did they realistically use? Really? That's all? How much power did they make with that? They make 10 gigawatts? With this many offshore pumps? Are my estimates wrong for how much water I need, or is steam power just that bad? I think steam power is just straight up that bad. This is such a cool design, though. Let's see. They use this for... Okay, this is steam engine. These are pretty normal length ones, right? 24. That's a weird number. But I guess it makes sense to try to make it a little bit more compact. I have no idea what these undergrounds are for. Oh, they're entity savings. Okay. And then they get into nuclear power, and this is why the water requirement is so low. Yeah, I think I need to recalculate water requirement. But it does look like lakes could realistically be large enough. I wasn't expecting to have to roll for lakes, but I feel like we just need so much water. But first, let's double check to make sure the math is in fact correct. I like how there's not that many straight pipes. Like they use storage tanks for angles. Where does this go? Oh. So yeah, this is 108. I was expecting it was going to be a lot lower. Or maybe I thought it was, sorry, higher. I thought they used like 200 and I was hoping I could get away with 100, but looking at it now, it's if they use and I was hoping I could also get away with 200. But 100 might not be enough. Okay, let's just do a best case scenario calculation right now. So realistically, these can consume 60 per second, right? So, and that's for 1.8 megawatts. 1.8 megawatts at 60 per second. So that means we need, how many boilers total? We need 3 gigawatts is my estimate. So that is, we need 1,600 boilers. That is 100,000 water per second, which is about That is actually about 100 pumps, right? Yeah, okay, that's about 80 pumps. So that's my estimate for how much water we'll need. However, that doesn't account for the fact that water pressure sucks. So looking at this, it looks like 3 becomes 2. Let's see, because we have a bunch of sets of like 3. Let's follow one. I actually have, no, I don't. I don't have any mods on this one. I'm trying to see how much this powers. Some goes down. And this goes all the way through. Okay, so it only powers 1. And then I'm assuming there's another one over here that gets powered, right? Or does this like recombine into the main lane? What is this connection? These are weird. I'm very confused by this order. Does it rely on buffered water? What's the point of all of this? And that, okay, yeah, if it goes into nuclear power. Maybe it's just like the ratio is less for nuclear? I don't know. I'm trying to find something that only goes to steam engines. There we go. Okay, this one only goes to steam engines. This one is a better example. What's the problem? I'm trying to figure out if there's enough water in the normal base compared to what I'll need. Oh, it reroutes it? Okay. So this is just rerouting. It's not like splitting the throughput. So these get churned off. Gotcha. Or at least don't necessarily need to run as much. Okay, so I really need to follow this one. So this one, 1 becomes 2. Okay, so 3 does become 2. But looking at the lake size, we would be able to figure it out. But I'm thinking we need 100 rows of water. So I think we actually need more water than they use. Because of how bad steam power is per gigawatt. Yeah, I might. I've been meaning to ask them for the planning save. Although, because this part, a lot of this is usable aside from the inserter setup and the power pole grid, because we'll be doing direct fed with solid fuel. I think, yeah, I think we'll be using direct fed with solid fuel. But I figured I could use a lot of this. Aside from the fact, I understand how this first part works. Honestly, the only thing that was confusing me was this pipe. So yeah, I probably could have just clicked on the condition, and that would have answered it. I guess my main thing is how much throughput it has, and it looks like 3 power 50. Yeah, this is the old power setup. The new one might have a much better. I think the new one's has a lot more. I don't remember why I grabbed this one. This is like Nephrem's run from a while ago, 169. The newest is absolutely cursed. Pumped. Oh my god, wait, he actually did that? I saw him planning that. I thought it was scrapped because of how cursed it was. That's the idea that... Wait, what's pump to sulfur to pump mean? What does pump to sulfur to pump mean? What? Pump to sulfur to pump. Well, I get that. How does the water go through that? Wait. Does the water go through this? I thought that was just a bug that you can't reproduce unless bots place it. What? Oh, the bug is if you do output, I think. The bug is that it goes... No? I don't know, there is some specific bug. I think that's if they're mixed outputs. So maybe this one just always works? What am I what am I missing? Or... Not sulfuric acid probably, right? Ah, okay. Why? That's so cursed. Yeah, acid makes more sense. Huh. Okay. I like it. Can I use this in... Can I use this for this? No, because I'm not letting myself use pumps. And you need to keep the pressure at 100%. Like, that's the reasoning for it, or that's essential for it to work? Probably that's the reasoning for it. Yeah, I figured that was why. It was more like a rhetorical why of why must you do this to me? Why must you do this to yourself? Okay, yeah, this looks like 3 becomes 50, so that's a little bit better. So, okay, yeah, I don't think water is going to be as bad as I thought. Because, like, I'm looking at this, and this lake is pretty large. And it's boilers because they have internal buffer of 200 instead of the 100 for pipes. I thought it was just because they cleared 3 tiles. That's, that's even better. I love it. Let's see, that's a normal base. Okay. Actually, why isn't UPS showing? Wait, what's the UPS? Is it this one? Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, honestly, not too bad. I wasn't expecting to be able to run this base at this version at 60. I'm just glad it's not like 30. Okay, so we have these outposts. So that's pretty normal. The power. This is the main reason I opened it up because I couldn't find a good blueprint that had all of these without having to just increase the lake size in my designing one. Resources do come from all sides, which makes sense because otherwise you're using one half of the base and that makes connecting patches so much harder. I feel like realistically we can plan for them to come from both sides because that will always expand as far as I need it. I don't know if we really need to plan to have something up top. At least not yet. We can maybe like fold stuff over. Was there anything else I wanted to look at? Oh, I wanted to see like how large the base was, how far it went out. Honestly, patch sizes are more reasonable than I expected. Oh, wait, are they not as picky as I thought they were? Do they just accept for like their first patch that it doesn't run fully, or do they have extra? Maybe they have extra. Because that doesn't cover the full circle, so that makes me think they have excess. Game blueprints? Oh, it's not in there. Must have. Oh, wait. Would it be here? No. Oh, it was probably in this file. But that's not a big deal. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to get a vague idea because I don't actually have this save on my other file, and I keep forgetting to transfer it because it was an older version, so it didn't work. But speaking of older versions, is it finally updated? Yes. Okay. The reason we've been just looking at this is because I was updating Factorio on my other thing, so it stopped being, incredibly outdated. So I just wanted to look around, see if there's anything Blair now is missing, especially with the offshore pumps. So let's see, it should switch. There we go. Let's see if this makes these mods work. Yes, that is the problem. Okay, why does Factorio allow that? I don't know. Feel like that is, maybe it's just, does Factorio version requirements, is that not a requirement that gets updated maybe? Basically what we were running into was I needed a new version of this, but I couldn't download a new version because this was like 1.1.72, but the mod said it's good at 1.1.7. So I was very confused by that. Or maybe it just maybe there was just like some intermediate version that the game wouldn't let me download. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, but I mean we fixed it by updating. I'm just very surprised why I had to update in the first place. But yeah, back to the cursed version. Well, okay, it can't be as cursed as what Pantabo was describing. So I guess that's something. My build might be cursed, but we're at least not doing 180s with Kim plants, right? All right, what was this? Sure, we're not really using any. Oh, we are using them. Wait, did I not update that version? Okay, we might need one more. Not yet. That's true, not yet. Cursor enhancements. I thought that said cursed enhancements. Also, hello, hello, Deacon. But yeah, we don't. I don't think we'll get to that cursed of designs, because we're not, we're not aiming for like a record or anything. Okay, what does this actually say? Breaking chain, blah blah blah. Sure. Does that actually like break things, or do they replace themselves? Okay, so it does actually remove them. Okay, we'll click the delete button then. Why is my internet dropping? What the heck? Am I seeing cloud syncing again? I disabled it for Baldur's Gate. What else? What is it syncing now? Oh, now it's syncing Factorio. Okay, so frames will drop until it lets me force close Steam. Sorry about that. Uh, I need to change. I need to disable them just as bulk and in bulk. I've just been disabling them for the games I've been playing. Okay, so hopefully it's okay now. All the infinity loaders were deleted. Perfect. So nothing works, but that's fine. It's not what we're. Ooh, actually, that does break some things. We were trying to make things more compact, so now they're deleted, and now things are like awkwardly not side-loaded. Oh, well, we can manage. What did we get up to? Oh, right. So this is what we did last time, which I think is a really solid design. It's not useful right now. I don't think it's useful right now. Oh, wait, hold on. Someone might be at the door. Okay, maybe I misheard something. But yeah, this isn't useful right now, I think, but I think it could be useful later. Although we need to do some UPS tests with it, because if we use it later, we're going to use it for a lot of separate things. Should I be doing direct smelting in my base? Honestly, that's not a terrible idea, is it? What's the downside to that? Like, they do it, which means we should do it. Okay, maybe that's not a good reason, but I think it's a perfectly acceptable reason. Would we need to do? Honestly, yeah, I think for our outpost production, we probably we probably should do something like this. Also, they managed to use oil cracking, so maybe we can use oil cracking. Maybe oil cracking is better. I don't know. I was thinking to avoid it because of how much solid fuel we'd really need. Because we need like 5 times what this base needs, I'm pretty sure. But we'll see. We'll see if we can get enough water. Okay, so what's this top section? So if they use direct fed smelting, I feel like we could probably use direct fed smelting throughout our base too. When did they switch to it though? Not until pretty late. Like there is some direct fed smelting for LDS somewhere in here, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's used for LDS and it's used for like this massive circuit build that they produce on top, which makes sense because this is what, like 500 inserters. That was a bit of, I lowballed that one. 4,000 inserters, close enough. So yeah, we could do direct smelting. Honestly, it probably might be worth doing direct smelting earlier than or earlier for us, because that's a pretty significant improvement to inserter count. Although I think in terms of compactness is probably going to be a significant hindrance. But yeah, we're going to keep this to the side. So this is a more compact, what would this be described? A more compact circuit lane. which in this case, I don't think we need because we only need one of them, and it requires circuit networks to work. However, we could put it on the same circuit network as this, which would help a little bit. Let's see. These, we need this many because they're running at slow speed, so that should be fine. We could probably make do with 6, actually. I might cut these down. Iron goes here, iron goes there. There's no sound. Why is there no sound? There's sound. There we go, that should be better. I was like, it seems awfully quiet, a little more so than normal. But yeah, this was the test we did. For some reason, this was not producing as much as this one with the same amount of copper, but it seems to have balanced itself out now. Could not reproduce it for the life of me. This was just a reference design. Obviously, it uses inserters, so that's not that useful. What's up here? Oh, this was another reference, like, hey, this is what our mall needs, so I don't forget. Because there's a lot of entities, and I feel like I'll forget them. But yeah, this one is decent. It's more expensive, and I think it's more UPS intensive. I wasn't able to really confirm that. Same amount of inserter count, but this has circuits. So yeah, this is probably worse for this case. Now, if we were direct feeding from a smelting lane, that changes things. But then we wouldn't be using a design. The design wouldn't look like anything like that. Okay, so let's save this as 2.0. Okay, I know that's not how version numbers work, but I didn't leave a lot of headroom for going up. So yeah, we're just gonna ignore that. We're gonna use the original design. We'll probably not. Actually, we can stagger it. Doesn't really matter. Is there a coal grid we can get on? That's the real question. Because this one, we have it saved, right, as more compact circuit lane. Wow, that only stores... I didn't realize it only shows a preview of like 2 words. Oh well. Oh well. Yeah, this doesn't fit very well in here. I wish I could make it more compact vertically. Although this also doesn't fit there, so maybe we can work something out. Because I would like it to fit here. Or maybe it should just go here. Actually, it could go here. How much copper does this need? Is this copper or iron limited? Actually, I don't. How do I wait, how do I tell that? That's the other question. Because it's inserter limited, and because it's inserter limited, that means it's nothing limited. That means it's probably not limited by either. So which does it have less of? Because what I'm thinking is that we have enough iron here to send it up top. These aren't running, but that's fine. I don't know why those aren't running. I feel like they should be working by now. Oh, we never gave it solid fuel. Okay, that's fine. But I feel like we could fit a very small copper lane here. Is that worth it? That's half a copper lane, which is really all we need. I think we only need half a copper lane, realistically. But that does limit our options. Maybe we should, I think keeping it in line with the smelting lane is good. What we could do, actually I think what would be a good idea, is to just scale it up to be the same size anyway. And maybe use like some red belt or something along the way. Or not red belt, but sideload copper at a different point. Because I think that would be the good option. I was also realizing we should probably start actually setting up the base. And maybe start even using stages once I learn how to use that. Because I feel like the base is getting large enough now that I don't really want to have to stitch everything together again. But on the other hand, if I stitch everything together, it's kind of set in stone. And we might have to redesign something entirely. And we would spend more time fixing, unstitching things than we would if we would spend time restitching things together later. So which is why I've just been building everything as somewhat connected designs, but not, you know, we're not stressing over trying to clear this gap. We're trying to like make an individual square or an individual pattern section, like one little quilt. What do they call them? Quilting square? One little square, one little city block, sure. Something like that. But we're trying to keep them in like small sections that we put together, so we don't go too crazy. Also, I feel like this too much copper line now is... I feel like now it's not too much copper. So now we just need a smelting lane. Like a single lane for copper. Which is kind of annoying, admittedly. This fits nicely right there, which is good. Ooh, wait. Is it a bad idea? I was going to say, is it a bad idea to have one be copper and one be iron here? But I feel like the answer is a resounding yes, because that makes connecting things so hard. However, I wouldn't be connecting these by hand, so that makes that a little bit better. Because it really comes down to, can I do anything with this iron? And I think the answer is no, right? Because the iron would be used up here. Of course, this is staggered wrong, so I'd have to send this backwards around and then back up. And then that only uses half the iron lane, so that makes it a very awkward... Half goes to the right, half goes up. That would sideload it over here. And then I don't really know what to do with copper, because it would be nice to have like a copper lane here. But now this iron is actually in a good spot. So yeah, I think sending it backwards is the strat, but having a mix lane isn't necessarily a good idea. So this gives me 6 that are this. Okay, so this is actually exactly half a lane. That's good. Actually, wait. Yeah, that's exactly half a lane. And then copper, we can send a full lane of copper very easily. Should we try to keep this underground? I feel like we should try to keep this belt weaving here. Which means it would be easier to just reverse everything. Now this is the tricky part. This is actually a very awkward... I mean, it's not that tricky, it's just a little bit more awkward than I thought that that would be. Which is why I was thinking it would be nice if these were... If this one was the iron and this one was the copper. But there we go. That gives me a full belt of copper, and then half a lane of iron, which I could... I have red belt by this point, right? I have a small amount of red belt. I actually could very easily upgrade some of this. Let's do a throughput test first, though. See how much we're actually getting out of it. Because we would need a red belt pretty much this entire section. Or we would need a red belt like this, and then we would need to red belt this. Which means these last ones will have trouble running, but it shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, that seems like a nice spot for the circuits. How does this line up with the smelting lane? Because I'm looking at this now, and now I'm just wondering... What if we cut out the middleman? Because that would be here. Okay. So that would let us do... Not that many. I mean, we could do double inputs here. I don't think that helps. Yeah, because we only have one output. This won't help initially. And obviously, these don't run. I think this works really this works really well for later though. Like it doesn't work here because of throughput problems or input speed problems, but it will work surprisingly well for later. Once we get to... Actually, does it? Once we get to 3.6 items per second transfer rate, is this a good idea? This would produce 1.2. This would consume 1.2 and make 2.4? Wait. This is almost the perfect ratio, isn't it? This doesn't save inserters, does it? No, it saves some inserters. Do I think I'll be using this copper? Because this works... Why does this work well? This shouldn't work. I feel like this really shouldn't work. But the spacing is just perfect. It lets me get exactly 2 furnaces for each one, which is, I think, exactly the ratio that we have. It doesn't give us the ability to expand later, but I don't think we need to plan around that. Oof, okay. This is very tempting. Let's set it up, see how I like it. So it would be exactly like this, but direct fed, which means we would actually need to flip it. So that would go here. We cannot direct feed the iron half, at least not with this setup, but we can very easily direct feed the copper. It's also fairly easy to sideload the iron here. Much shorter belt, which is great. Now for copper, I think we need to stagger our smelting lane to make this work, right? Yeah, we need to stagger our smelting lane, which is not a problem at all. We have a lot of staggered smelting lanes. Now, I'm not sure how long this will be. This is 24 furnaces, so that is actually the perfect length, but since it's staggered, actually we could keep it here since that lines up perfectly with the edge. We have like a little dead zone here, but we can work with that. Okay, so who predicted not yet? Oh wait, not yet was about the boiler thing, wasn't it? I was thinking it was about the direct feeding. And it was like, oh yeah, no, that's... We're there already. It took precisely like 30 seconds for us to accept it as our fate. Hello, Plum. Welcome, welcome. Hey, we got inputs. Very good. And then... Oh, these aren't full drags, are they? No, they're not. Okay. And then what was the design we had here, right? Right. This literally saved a single... This literally did nothing. Whatever. It potentially did something, but it really didn't do much. But yeah, these are some of my favorite socks. They make me feel... It makes me feel like it's summer, which is nice because it's been very cold. Although it is starting to get to like a spring sort of weather, which is great. Okay, so this is my idea for the copper lane, and I think it works perfectly. And it saves half of this. It saves 24 inserters and a whole lot of belt. If there's nothing else I can do with the copper, this is actually a really solid design. Does this copper like go anywhere? I cannot tell. No, the copper just ends here. Okay, so if we don't plan to reuse the copper, which... Let's double check. Let's delete these trees. So I'm assuming this copper isn't split off or anything, right? Yeah, okay. So if we're not reusing the copper, we might as well just direct feed. We can even do a double lane pretty easily with this. So I have no idea why that's up there. Maybe I'm just ambitious. Think I'll need a whole lot of smelt iron out of this. Although realistically, from a single patch, we can only get... Well, from a single patch of this size, we can probably only get 2 to 3 red belts. So I don't even know if we'll be planning around having a connection point like that. It will probably be a set of 3, and one of them is solid fuel. But this looks pretty good. I don't remember how we did the inputs. I think this design is actually really solid. Something like that, and then of course we need... Of course we need this. For now, we will just take the lazy route and say, hey, look at that. There's acid here, or there's petroleum here. It's great. But yeah, doing this sort of split, it does create a lot of orphan belts, which is a bit annoying. But it has the advantage of everything gets like perfectly split, which is really cool. Ooh, that's cool. I downloaded some recommended mods, some kind of mouse over things. So you can visualize belts and stuff. It's pretty cool, I think. Well, it will make it a lot easier to track down belts, so that way we don't have to literally follow the entire line, because we can just press H here, and oh, look at that, it's all highlighted. Wow. Which we could have done earlier, couldn't we have? Like literally like 20 seconds ago, whenever we did this. Yeah, that's cool. Thanks for the recommendation, Tice. I don't know if you're here, but thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, someone sent me a list of recommended mods, and it included a pipe visualizer, a mouse visualizer, a measuring tool, so that way I can stop counting things with furnaces. Also the orphan mod, which this one isn't particularly useful because you intentionally have these kinds of things in Factorio. Well, when you like this, we just created an orphan. That sounds really bad. But yeah, like this. We do them a lot, so that makes this less useful. But it still highlights them, so you can at least check to see if it's wrong. A lot easier. Because, you know, if I look at this, like, it has giant blinking arrows, I'd be like, oh, that's not supposed to be there. But this one is. This one, on the other hand, could just be replaced with that. Stuff like that. So it's not a huge thing, but it does help point out some of the more glaring errors. I really like this lane. I was expecting this to be less dense, but honestly it's not, which is just sad. It just goes to show how slow burner inserter things really are. I think all of these orphans need to be moved up a tile too. I'm assuming they can't. Well, it depends what we put on this belt. Actually, no, it doesn't. These need to be moved up. Is there a fast way to do this? I think the fastest way is to just delete it all, right? Because this was copied from something that was designed to tessellate smelting lanes, not assembling lanes, which changes them. It doesn't change the horizontal pattern, but it does change the vertical pattern a little bit. Okay, so now I have an extra gap to work with. Okay, moment of truth. Does this work? Also, I'm assuming they changed their infinity loader, right? If they deleted them all. Whoa, that's different. Wait, does that mean it can no longer do individual sides? That's a bummer. Maybe they have another tool for that. Probably not. Well, that is a shame, because that part was really cool. Also, how do I turn this off? These have been blinking for a while. There we go. Okay, and then we need petroleum, which this somehow is not getting. Is it paused? Oh, wait. I know the problem. We do this a lot. Super substation. And there we go. Super substation. Perfect. Okay, moment of truth. As we speed it up and it doesn't do anything because we're pretty much limiting our computer already. These aren't running yet. I'm assuming they don't have... Yeah, they don't have solid fuel yet. Okay. We can make that work. I think we need to find a better way to set up fuel. Because I feel like we do this a lot, and it's not very copyable. But considering we're getting off our normal coal grid, we don't really have fantastic options here. Also, I'm not sure if we'll have the belt space for this. It's hard to say because this is going to be limited by a lot of very weird things, and I think it's inserter speed, which might change. That might complicate things. We'll let it run for a bit. Let's look at the mall. Okay, we have this area to work with. So maybe we should... but iron is here. So we have 2 belts of iron here. Or something like that. We have 2 belts of iron. We have spare iron here. So realistically, I think this is hard to say because of the modules here. But I think this is about a little under 1 belt of iron, which is not a ton, but it does help kickstart it. And since we turned these belts, which... hopefully we turn them well enough. It would be nice if we could get more iron. Well, actually, we could potentially get more iron. It would be awkward, though. Because we could send some of this up here, but that doesn't work. It would be an awkward space. We won't worry about it yet. We won't worry about it quite yet. But That means we have, let's see, this is a belt of iron, this is a belt of iron. Let's actually compress them. Because that turns it into 2 belts of iron, which just makes things a whole lot cleaner. We can also probably shift down a tile, but that's not too bad. The important thing is this is 2 belts of iron, half a belt of circuits, possibly more iron. We could even like recombine the extra iron. Actually, that's not a bad idea. It is if I design it like that. But this isn't a bad idea for getting the iron back. So if we do have this sent up, we would be able to recover it. We would probably lose some though. We'll keep a splitter there just so we don't forget about that. We'll keep this filter here as well, because having the filter I don't think is going to cause any problems, but it might help some later. Okay, so this gives us about 2 belts of iron, a little under 2 belts of iron. We can always get more. Half a belt of circuits and literally an entire belt of gears. That part's the awesome part. And we need like an entire mall. So most of this stuff, I believe, gets sent to the outpost, right? And these are regulated. Actually, how are these regulated? Are these not on the circuit network? No, there's no way. Oh, they're on certain halves of the belt. Okay, so this just backs up entirely. That might not. I don't think that works very well for us. We need to figure out how we want to build the... We actually need to figure out how we want to set up the building train. That does change things a little bit. These get disabled. Okay, so the train isn't filtered. We will need a filtered train. We won't need it to be that filtered, but we do need a filter on it. But yeah, I guess that we can definitely regulate things with inserter logic. I have no idea what this does. It subtracts 157 from the belt count for some reason. Oh, this probably like activates it. That probably just lets it leave or something. I'm assuming that's what it does. To make sure you can't send it unless it's full. Something like that. I don't know, I'll look at it more later. But basically the problem is we have burner inserters. And since we have burner inserters, that changes how we can load stuff. I think what we really need to do is just have a double long train, and then we don't have any problems. Also, do we need power up here? We don't need to bring power. Well, that means we have less things to put on it, so that's nice. Because we don't have anything to power in the outpost other than a roboport, which we'll be bringing by hand to start the station, so that's nice. Let's see, what else? These things will make iron. I'm assuming these go in pipes somewhere, right? Honestly, I'm kind of surprised by how little gets put into chests at this point. Is this entirely for the... Is this entirely for the outposts? Or not these outposts, but entirely for the main outposts? I guess since they're red chests, they can be used. So it could be for both. Yeah, we need these. We need this. We need radars. We don't need any of this, but we do need burner inserters, and we need burner drills. And then we need all of this in the outpost. I'm trying to think of what all we have in the actual outpost. Rails will probably be produced elsewhere, right? Actually, wait. Rails are going to be entirely placed by hand, aren't they? Maybe. Train stops need automating at this point. Yeah, we'll need to figure out how to do rails. I think rails are actually going to be kind of tricky to automate as fast as we need with burner inserters. At least at this point in the run. Iron chests we definitely need. Actually, wait. No, we don't. Well, we do, but we don't need them for the outpost. So let's do outpost stuff here. Miscellaneous stuff we need up top. That way I can stop looking. up here. So these are for the outpost. Wait, is this a fluid wagon? No, that's just a regular cargo wagon. What else? These things we need, not for the outpost though. Maybe. Actually, no, we won't. We don't need fluid there because we're shipping the solid fuel. I was thinking we would be shipping, there's a possibility we could be shipping fuel, light oil or something, but I think that is not a good option. We definitely need these. I feel like we need a lot of inserter assemblers. Why is so much of that cut off? What do those inserter assemblers go to? What do they go to? I don't know. Are they just for other inserters? No, there's no way. What? There's so many of them. Oh, this is it. This is the inserter chest. Okay. I was like, I'm looking at this and realizing we still have this option. There we go. We need to remember we have this. It is so useful. Okay, that should be... Oh, splitters. I don't know if we need these in the outpost, actually. There's a chance... We definitely need splitters. I don't know if we need red splitters. I haven't fully decided on the outpost design. Because I think there is a way we can build it with all yellow belts, but that might be a bit rough. That would use a lot of extra belts, but cost does matter at this point, so it's hard to say. Because I don't think the entity cost is going to be that much higher, but the cost of a red belt is a lot higher than the cost of a yellow belt, like double or something, which kind of matters here. I think this is like the last point when it matters, at least to this degree. Yeah, we need to get these things over here. So this is going to be a bit tricky because we don't have access to stone yet. We can get access to, like, we have stone bricks, we just don't have a stone smelter here. Or a dedicated stone lane, but we can put that. I think we can do a bypass here. Wait, is this hand belt? No, this isn't hand belt. Okay, so we can get stone past here. I think would be good since we have stone coming from this side. And this is only one belt of stone, so we connect 2 belts here and we are good to go. So let's make an infinity filter with that. Honestly, I'm tempted to just keep using these loader ones. Because at least I know they're vanilla. And when you copy and paste them, it doesn't make a huge difference. This is the wrong thing though, so I probably should have set the filter first. I say it doesn't make a huge difference as I go and break everything, so maybe I spoke too soon. There we go. But yeah, I'm thinking these can pass just straight through here, no problem at all. And look at that, we can even save entities. Well, it doesn't save entities. Wait, yes it does. Yeah, this saves entities using full drag, so now I can place here. And once again, I've fallen for that trap of these aren't full drags. They look so close to full drags, but they're not. It's really sad. Okay, we're just gonna send this through here and say that makes something. Yeah, we have a stone lane. This is producing a whole lot of underground, so this is for our base. We are not buffering belts, are we? Yes, we are. There they are. Okay, so this is for our base. So these are for the trains. I feel like we could repurpose a lot of the earlier base, but I don't think we can repurpose it in a throughput count that matters. So I think a better option would be to actually scale down this section a little bit. Because originally I was thinking we would use a lot of this stuff for the building train. But looking at how many resources the building train needs, this is not going to make a huge dent. The 1.5 belt of iron we have over here isn't going to make a huge dent compared to the like 8 belts of iron we have going into our building train. So doing something smaller so I can get to bots faster would probably work out. These have still not started. Why not? Actually, no. Why haven't they started? Ah, I see. I don't quite see. How did that happen? How is it? What? How did I brown out a burner inserter that only grabs solid fuel? That shouldn't even be possible. Unless I grabbed all the solid fuel from... What the heck? I have no idea what happened there. It's definitely not great. But yeah, this is good. Okay, so we have stone, we have gears. What's this need? 3, that's a 1-to-1. Okay, so yeah, that's why we have an entire belt of gears to an entire belt of iron, because we need a 1-to-1 ratio of everything for most things. Okay, so belts. Oh wait, okay. Let's get a first things first. Let's get a general idea for how the loading train will look. If we want bots to be able to grab from this, which we probably do. Cargo wagon. Wait, a destroyed cargo wagon. That's exactly what I wanted. There we go. Probably shouldn't have done that though. We can't fit everything we need in a single train, I don't think. Well, we could, but that would require us to change how we do limits. We'll keep it in mind. We'll keep it in mind because it could work. We can't have things be self-feeding, can we? Ooh, we might be able to have them be self-feeding. Okay, we actually have a lot of options. They are a little bit limited because I do want passive providers. I think that is essential. You can obviously load a lot more things into a train if you do this and have this be the loading platform. Downside, that does not let you use provider chests, which is a pretty big downside actually. So fortunately, we don't have to plan for that being an option. However, these can be self-feeding, but if they're self-feeding and feeding like multiple resources, that means we have to set the filters via transport, like why can't I click on this? My mouse? Okay. Yeah, my middle mouse button doesn't work very well, so clicking on these things is hard. Hold on. Also, I need some chapstick. My lips are sticking together. Hard to speak. I am so sorry. That was not muted. There we go. The chapstick, my mic was in the way of the chapstick and my arm just went right across it. Okay, so self-feeding. Cons, we need logic. Pros, it could look like this. Right? No. Kind of. So these would have a dedicated chest. Yeah, so this would be just belts, this would be just undergrounds. Yeah, okay. So these would have logic on them that I think would look like this, where they each read the chest in front of them. No, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Because then the filling inserters would also need logic. And then those would also have to read the chest in front of them. Or the belt in front of them. And I don't love that. I definitely don't love that. There might be a way I could connect them to where they only read this belt, though. Like if we have a belt prio for the coal and it goes here first, they only activate if this guy's backed up. Because if this guy's backed up, these would have coal. No, wait. We would have to read the last one. We would read this one, because if any of these take coal, this one won't back up. So that could work. That could actually work really well. This isn't a ton of inserters, so if they're in logic, that's not a big deal. So this would have any. I think in this case, we would want it to actually say any is less. We would want to use the combinator thing. Actually, no. Well, we can guarantee we have solid fuel here. That wouldn't be. We can guarantee solid fuel probably by this point in the run. So we could have them enabled with. Wait, this is just reading. Holding. These are the things that get disabled. Whoops. Greater than 3. Okay. So basically the idea here. I don't know if I like it, but basically this is the idea. We send solid fuel, or we send fuel here, and if it ever backs up, I think it needs to be done with belts. Because these don't grab fast enough. Okay, it would have to be done with splitters. Yeah, the more I look at it, the more I don't like it. But this does let you get 6 chests to a single train, which is kind of nice. Another option. No, the other option is to recycle fuel, which requires a lot more space. And this is the other option, and the one I've been trying to avoid because this is a lot less. Just conceptually, this is a lot less chests, or way fewer chests. But it still might be enough. It still might be enough. Let's look at theirs. They have 11 chests and a throughput that is, let's see, this is about twice ours. This is about the same. So their overall throughput is like 3 times higher with 12 chests. So we could also do 12 chests. For us to do 12 chests, it would require us to do a 4-long train, and I don't think... I mean, I could do a 4-long train. There's no reason this has to be a 2-long, because it is connecting to a station that is 8 long. So we could do a longer train. But with this, we can get up to... I think what we would do is we would actually have them... One of the trains be 3 and the other train be 2. Just so it's easier to keep track of and connect the fuel or connect the resources. This doesn't work. What? There we go. There we go. So yeah, this one would be the 6 and then this one would have 4 total. So advantages, this one cannot die, which is very strong advantage. Disadvantage, throughput is incredibly low. However, throughput for this one can be a little bit more balanced, but not that much more balanced. We do need to put solid fuel on here anyway, so let's put solid fuel. Let's put solid fuel here, because I know we'll need that. Not a ton. We could probably make do with 5 stacks or something. Honestly, we could probably make do with 4. These both need solid fuel. The idea would be that we have solid fuel in these as well. They'll fill up... Ooh, wait. This doesn't work. Does it? Ooh, wait. Actually, no, this doesn't work at all. This could brick itself. This one can't. This can brick itself. The only reason that we were able to do this with this smelting lane, the main smelting lane, is because they were all grabbing iron. So if one bricked itself, you still had 10 working inserters. This, on the other hand, I think could cause problems, because these could all activate at the same time. One of them is clogged, and then we just don't have belts or something. Okay. I haven't had to deal with something like that before. Limiting stack size, not really an option. It would solve it a little bit, I think. Not completely. It would make it less likely. But the reason it's not really a solution is because if you're limiting stack size, you might as well just have... If you're limiting stack size, you might as well just have half the inserters working at, full speed with unlimited stack size. Like, no real reason to limit stack size and then double the amount of inserters. Those kind of cancel out. So yeah, I'm leaning towards this right option, I think. Unless I can think of a way to make them safe. And there is a possibility. One way to make them safe is to put coal in all of them, except for one of them, which has exclusively solid fuel. So that would be a safe way to do it. So if this train was filled with solid fuel, these were filled with coal instead. That could work. So now our logic is these only work with coal. So 12 of the 11 would get coal, which is a bit odd, but it does work. So 12 of the 11 get coal. One of them gets pure solid fuel. So that gives us 11 inserters versus 5. Let's call it 5 since it's 6 and 4. Let's just call it 5. So that gives us 11 functional inserters compared to 5. That could work. The circuit logic, these don't necessarily need to be on logic. Actually, what's this logic doing? Oh. Is this logic the same? Hold on. If we can guarantee the prio works correctly, we can no, never mind. Never mind. My idea was maybe we could share the logic between these, but that doesn't work perfectly because if there's fuel in this belt, it's not necessarily in this chest. And these would still be activated even if it's moving iron around, so that would be bad. So that would mean we would need separate circuits here as well. I could share a circuit. Oh wait, you can't filter these chests. Why did I think this would work? You can't filter these at all. This only works if we have circuit logic here, which wouldn't do anything because we can't guarantee it grabs the right thing. Okay, so never mind. That doesn't work. That's why we don't have buffer chests at the outposts. Okay, well, at least we tried. There was an attempt. We can't say we didn't. Okay, and then I said we can do 5. We can do 3 and 2, right? There might be some way to do... I don't know, there might be some way to do a better one. Engineering 101, most solutions are bad. That's true. It's so true, though. We just have... So it's all about choosing the least bad solution, right? That's the strat. We don't need something that's good. We just need it to not be awful. Okay. So yeah, we're back to this one. However, this one does... Never mind. I was gonna say, however, this one does have the advantage of being able to... I was gonna say this has the advantage of being able to put 2 things on a single belt, but less... But again, that is the exact same problem we ran into before. We can't filter this chest. So let's say this one is conveyors and regular belt. Yeah, this is actually pretty solid. And then how do we get solid fuel onto this? Actually, wait, how do we get solid fuel? We can't get a solid fuel onto either of these. Not with our design, at least. What are our options? So we could obviously put solid fuel into one of these chests, but that's not great because that makes it that we have 8 chests instead of 10, so that's really bad. What if I stagger them? Because I do remember... Yeah, that works. No, that works. That works really well. Because it doesn't need to... This doesn't need to be compact at all. So, yeah, okay. Easy solution. Doesn't solve this half. So, maybe we shouldn't have called it a solution just yet. But it solves one of them. So that's something. Can these be staggered at all? No, they can't. But we can do it here as well. Okay. Yeah, that's the advantage of having to only make a 2-long train and not have it scalable for up to 8. There we go. This looks decent. I'm assuming it works. Yeah, it probably works. I like the... I know I exude confidence there. Yeah, it probably works. And then this does not get solid fuel yet, so I think that's an easy fix. We'll probably just wrap it around like that. Especially since we can use that belt for this, and then this one probably needs a splitter. Something like this. Doesn't need to be perfect. Okay. So, there we go. That's our train done. This gives us 10 inserters to work with, which is almost as many as the other design. You know, it's just, these are burner inserters, so it's like 3 times slower. Hopefully the throughput is fine. I watched a little bit of it, but wasn't that interested in it. Okay, yeah, this is solid. And obviously, I did mention earlier, there are ways to get more inserters here, but we need these to be red chests, so that makes it that those options aren't that effective. Because I did... These are robo chests? Yeah, these are robo chests. That is, so robots can take from them. For building. Which is why we're not doing this. I'm assuming this is what... Is this what you're gonna bring up? Actually, we can't do it like that. We can do it with one, though. Yeah, if the idea was to use something like this, this does get you more inserters, but because I want them to be in chests, that makes it that it's not as functional. Because then we would need a separate area for chests anyway, so I might as well just use the train for that. But worst case scenario, we can do a chest somewhere else. If we decide we just need a smaller train with more, or if we need more throughput on the same train. But yeah, this is the main mall for... This is the mall for building a lot of stuff in our base, like right here, and on the output. Just design of some inserter things, not to mention the miner setups. I mean, there's nothing really that I'm not already doing. At least not anything like major. Or at least things that I agree with. That's a better way to put it. I don't think a lot of the designs are that great for a speedrun. That's a better way of phrasing it. I think the designs are cool, but a lot of the designs aren't safe. And when they're not safe, the amount of redesigns you have to make it functional and safe just becomes a whole different design after that. So it's not huge, not super important, or it doesn't end up looking anything like the example. Which is why everything's just being made from scratch anyway. Like, we're not even looking at our old base. Well, you need fuel into everything. Oh, do you just mean in terms of like inserters into, or electricity into burner? I thought you meant like stealing other I thought you just meant like looking at other burner designs on the internet. Because I have looked at I have watched a lot of different burner stuff. Most of the designs use a lot more self-feeding than is safe. Or have a lot of things grabbing from inserters going away from it, or grabbing from mid belts. Things that work really well if the belts are backed up, but we're planning around not that, so that changes things a lot. But yeah, compared to inserters and burner inserters, yeah, the designs are also way different. Definitely just misread your sentence. Okay, this is good. Let's blueprint this. I have no idea how we're going to get the throughput we need for all of these. Burner inserters should be easy. These are pretty low throughput. 1 item in, or 2 items in, 1 item out. We do have the option of buffering at the source, but that increases our inserter count, doesn't it? Well, it doesn't necessarily increase our inserter count. Have you been cursed by an evil wizard? I have not installed the burner curse mod, if that's what you mean. Because I am using these as references, so it's not a great option for this, for designing, when I'm comparing it to designs that use, or getting like a general idea from designs that use inserters, long inserters. Because then I would just look at this base and wonder why nothing works. It is a funny idea though. Oh, this is what we did today. This is our circuit lane. You didn't think it was a good mod anyway. The description was just funny. The description was very funny. The mod itself is just great. It's a curse. But yeah, we're doing direct fed copper for this smelting lane to save. Honestly, it saves like 24 inserters, I think, or like 48, one of the two. I don't think it can be this long, but I figured I would make it this long anyway, because if we had a red belt, we can make it this long. Like, we could do a short red belt here, and like on the output, and it would be fine. But yeah, we have a couple options right now, so... I don't know which is better. We can either buffer at the source, or we can buffer at the train. If we're buffering at the train, we can have self-feeding inserters pretty easily, which is nice. What are the other options? Because, like, we could do this, right? So everywhere we produce something, we buffer in a chest. Downside, this uses a lot more chests and potentially uses a lot more inserters. But that's only for slow crafting things, like this. Like, we would obviously have extra blue. We would need extra inserters for these. Belts also would probably need more than they would need. These ones would be single. So it's really just these two. These are the only two things that are producing more than I would want to buffer. Okay, that only ends up being like 10 extra chests. Oh, also this one. This would actually use like 4 extra chests. Whereas if you buffer at the train, you potentially save inserters. You don't save them here, 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 here. You save them here, you save them here, here. Yeah, it's like 50 inserters, I imagine. That's probably not a big deal. Yeah, if we're using RoboChess here, that does maybe changes things. How do I want to design this? I'm assuming we want to try to save entities at this point. Yeah, this is definitely a entities matter thing because we have so many undergrounds by this point. I think what we need is we need iron. I think we need iron and circuits on one belt and then iron and gears on another. I think that would be a good balance. Let's see. What does this use? This uses... So having iron and gear split here would be good. Having them split here is not great. Actually, no, that works good too. 4.5. Okay, so that's good. Having them split here is good. Doesn't matter for here. I mean, it does add extra belts, but it's not significant here. What else? What else do we need? These obviously don't need circuits. Okay, so yeah, I think having an iron and circuit belt and an iron and gear belt would actually be pretty solid in terms of simplifying the mall design. Oh, especially for these, especially for signals. Okay. So that means we do need this filter, but we need the filter and then we need to, I don't know, combine it again? Maybe? Just, we'll leave it there as a sample. How many inserters do I think I'll need? I haven't really done any estimate. I feel like 3 or 4 assemblers is not unreasonable. And limit them all to like 1 stack or something. Gosh, this is so many. Yeah, now I see why we are buffering at the train. Although we wouldn't be able to buffer this much at the train, so maybe it doesn't matter. I think we just have to accept they're going to be spending a lot of extra passive providers because inserters are so bad. But also throughput is too bad to unify them in one chest. It's a nice dream, but it's definitely not super viable. We could also, we don't necessarily need everything kind of together. Like, we can do everything that just needs gears over here. And then should I be doing designs like this? For simplicity's sake, I probably should. Let's see, how is this inserter limited? I think this is actually not terribly inserter limited. This is actually pretty close to max speed. I say that, but it's actually incredibly far off. I want to say it's 80% of max speed, right? That's decent. No, that's decent. Especially since these are... This backs up. So that kind of helps. It doesn't back up here. We could get a higher throughput if we had a split gear belt over here that doesn't simplify our output. It does make it a little bit better. I don't think the improvement is significant. Should I look into self-feeding here? I don't think I want self-feeding here. I don't think compactness is going to be that important here as reliability, and the amount of... Oh yeah, we would be looking at a lot of things on the network if these were self-feeding. And because we have the outputs like this, I don't know if self-feeding would be that much more compact. Because we already have to have like these awkward output chests. We could potentially share an output chest, but I don't think that's that helpful. Is this more compact? No, it's not. This is the normal amount of compact here. Fuel goes here. I don't like how much space this uses. But self-feeding, how bad is self-feeding? Okay, obviously these would not change. This would not need to be on logic. This would need to be on logic. I don't think I want to connect this many inserters. Let's design it first, because it's pretty easy to design. It's pretty easy to make a design like this. These are pretty safe, very, very safe, very easy to like chop down later. Is this really how many I think I'll need? I think it is. Which is a bit... This feels like so many. There's no way we can load this many onto a train, though. So do we need to split this into 2 inserters? What's my design here? Okay. So advantage of doing it this way, this does let us get more throughput onto the trains. Because if we design it like this with the buffer chest at here, we can do 2 inputs at a time, which I do like. This goes here. Or sorry, not 2 inputs at a time. Let me copy some fuel for now. So this lets us do self-feeding trains again, which would double our throughput per train, which is a lot. So that does mean we potentially have the option to use this many inserters. Okay, that could be good. This does require us to put some inserters in logic, but not all of them, so that's also good. I feel like there's definitely a way for me to recycle to limit how many are in logic. I don't know. I don't really know how, but I feel like there's a way. Okay. So we're gonna need at least 3 of these, probably 4. Just because of how many inserters we need, because this is probably enough for like the whole run. That's probably a lie. Actually, is it? Okay, my estimate has been 4 outposts in an hour. Because that would be 2 hours to produce everything we need for literally every outpost we need. Right? 4 of these, yeah. 2 hours to produce 24,000 inserters is a reasonable goal. Because I think it'll probably take that long for the bots to place everything. We might increase our goal a little bit. Because that would be pretty easy to scale up at that point, because we should be able to add more iron. Because at this point, adding more to it is pretty straightforward. But I do want... My current goal is just, hey, let's try to build all the outposts in 3 hours. And then it runs for like 3 hours after that. So yeah, what is that? 3,000, so that's 12,000 inserters an hour? That's 4 inserters per second. Can we get that from here? I think we can get that from here, right? Or like 3.3 inserters per second. These are running at like 80% speed, so yeah. Okay, yep, this should be more than enough, and I'm pretty sure it's enough for the entire run, actually, which is very nice. Maybe not, because this is just... These are also being used for our base, so we might need like 1 more after this. Okay, and then burner drills. Same thing. How many burner drills do we need for an outpost? 400. So that's a bit trickier, because we need a 1-to-1 ratio of burner drills to burner inserters. Well, that's not counting smelting lanes. So I'd say we need a 2-to-1 ratio of two burner inserters for every burner drill we make. And it's really hard to run one of these full speed. So this is producing 6 times faster than this. No, 4 times faster than this, assuming they're full speed, which means we need 2 of them? Max rate is complicated. Yeah, max rate complicates things. Especially with inserters being how they are. I think there's a better design for this. Not exactly that, but I think the idea is there. Because it would be nice if I get access on the other side as well for burner drills. Although we might... Actually, wait. There's literally no reason to do that. Like, why? That served no purpose. That is a design you're supposed to use when you have like 4 types of inputs and low throughput. There we go. That's way nicer. I don't know what I had there. Okay, way better. Filter splitters. Filter splitters don't work very well. Are you talking about like doing the side swapper thing? Filter splitters decrease the throughput, so it's kind of rough. So if you make it the same, if you want to make it the same size, you're sacrificing a lot of the throughput for it. At least for a while. But I mean, there's no reason for us to not have them just on the same belt, so I don't know what I was thinking there. But yeah, that's a good design for, I think, sciences and stuff, where the throughput is pretty low. Just because burner inserters can't grab from this belt, so you have to do the side swaps here. So you would actually have to have the inserters one more tile apart, so it makes the base... It makes it about 10% wider, is what it boils down to. We used that idea a lot in the original design. Back when I had things hand-fed. Because I was, in the first attempt at this, I did hand-feed like the entirety of blue chips, or red chips, which does work well with filter inserter setups, because then you don't need these side loaders. Okay, am I really thinking I need 8 of these? That seems unrealistic, but at the same time, not that unrealistic. They're not terribly expensive, right? Wait, do I spend more iron on burner inserters than I do on these? No, not quite, but it's pretty close. Let's start with this, see how it works. Maybe my math is off. Not like I've done any, but maybe my math is off. And then stone furnaces, so that's the tricky part. Because we want throughput. Ooh, wait, I have an idea. Do I have an idea? No, I don't. I was gonna say we could supplement gears on the other side, which would slightly increase our throughput, but I don't know if throughput's a problem here. Let's just give them a bunch of stone furnaces and see how it works. Hello, Capid. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I don't think these have a throughput problem because of how slow the crafting speed is. My idea was that I would have supplemental gears and furnaces on the other side. But yeah, crafting speed is slow for miners, but I was thinking how electric miners and how they needed like a lot more, like 3 times the entities or 3 times the item count. I forgot these are just significantly cheaper. Not per resource, of course. Once you account for like everything, but they are slightly cheaper overall. I'm doing pretty good. How are you? We're still working on the mall. Although the mall itself isn't the hard part. I was mostly just trying to figure out how I want to load the trains. And if I could justifiably have this many passive providers. But I think passive providers are way cheaper than a train. A triple link train, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, yeah, these are cheaper than a train. Not a ton, but a little bit. I guess it depends how much larger my train would have had to be, so maybe it's not too bad. Okay, this works decently, and then furnaces can come from this side. Do we need regular I don't think we need furnaces at this point anymore, right? Like, we need furnaces. Sorry, that's not what I meant. We need furnaces. We don't need we don't need furnaces by themselves. There we go. That's what I meant to say. Does this work? I don't think this works. I was hoping to supplement stone on the other side, but I don't think we have the space for that. I mean, we could make it work if we stagger the inserters, but I don't know if that's a good idea. We'll try it. So if we get off the coal grid, which I think is not a problem because we have built roboports at this point, or robots at this point. You had a cold? Oh, sorry to hear that. But it seems like it's recovering. Okay, wait, this works fine. So this hopefully saves us stone furnaces. Wait, why doesn't this tessellate? Huh. I thought I was just staggering it. Am I doing more than just staggering it? Oh. I put the chest... Okay. I put the chest in completely random spots. That would do it. I wonder if we could have also kept the same coal grid if I just moved the chests. Now I'm questioning all of that. Yeah, okay. I don't know what I was doing there, but we're good, I think. Well, let's build it first. Let's build it before I say that, because it still seems broken. What am I missing here? Ah, that's what I'm missing. Can I just output over here? Does that work? Oh, but that doesn't have the output. You gave your gold to me, not very nice. So well, I guess it is that time of year, isn't it? Yeah, it is like cold season. But that's never fun. I have trouble telling what a cold is. Because I feel like I live with perpetual allergies. So when I have a cold, it's just like, oh, it just feels the same. But also slightly worse. Because there's other symptoms. But yeah, I've been fighting like allergies for like a few months, so which is why there's random silences when I speak a lot, because I always have a cough. So that's fun? I don't think that's the right word. But yeah, if anyone ever wonders why just sentences abruptly cut off, that's usually why. Because I'm very frequently muted for like 1 second intervals. I don't think this is worth it. Like, I'm looking at this, and we're not space limited. Why am I doing this? The ratio is like 1 to 4. Yeah, we'll just mirror it. Oh gosh. I don't think I set that up right. What did I do wrong? Oh, that's close. Okay, it's not too bad. Okay, so now we can put furnaces on this side. Maybe we just accept that this one runs slower. Oh wait, we don't have outputs. These drills have to go somewhere. This isn't just for the mall. This compact design doesn't do anything anyway. The idea the idea there was that these output somewhere else, so we can't save space here. Cool. These are actually a low enough throughput that I might buffer these at the train. Or like in an intermediate buffer. These are so high throughput that an intermediate buffer wouldn't be that good. Although we could do one. I don't know. Do I want an intermediate buffer for these? Your week was beautiful, so you can very easily live with a cold. Well, I'm glad to hear the rest of your week was nice. Or that your week was nice. Aside from that. Has the weather been good for you too? Because here the weather's been fantastic. We're up to like 60 degrees. I don't know. Well, most people use Celsius here. What is that? 15? It's like a perfect like 15 spring day, and it's fantastic. Which reminds me, I actually need to open my window today because it hasn't been opened in like 3. Wait, when was fall? It hasn't been open for like 4 months. Okay, is this good? I think this works well. Yeah, no, I think this is fine. I don't think we need to buffer the outputs. Howdy, Carl. Yeah, okay, I think this is the strat. We actually need 2 here to buffer as much as we want. But we can do that wherever. I'm just going to place it here for now. Weather here is too windy, 8C, and not too warm. Windy and 8C is very cold combo. Because, like, by itself, that's not, terribly cold. But wind makes it so much worse. Which I guess is why a lot of times when they give the weather here, they usually give us it in wind chill. It's like, oh yeah, it feels like negative 30. Okay, it doesn't. Well, it doesn't usually get that cold here. But it actually does get that cold here with the wind chill. More often than I would like. But yeah, this is good. Throughput-wise, this is also good. We should probably have a splitter. Right? Yeah. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. So now that this is set up, now we can try to make the furnaces more compact. Because now we no longer have the chest in the middle. Your ears started to hurt? Where you? Oh yeah, when it's so windy, your ears hurt. It's such a weird pain too. Because like I feel like it's a little bit different than just like normal pain. Like it's weird coldness. It's very unpleasant though. That and also like nose. You thought about, but it's the ears that are the worst. And my hat. So I can cover my ears, but when I walk, I like going on walks with earbuds, or at least one earbud in. But I can't wear my really warm hat and have an earbud in at the same time without it being like really awkwardly, really uncomfortable. So it's always like a rough combo in the winter. It's like you're gonna get the ear discomfort regardless, so I have to choose which one. Earbuds. Well, even those are a little bit too big. They're not too bad. I want to do it again, but I want to do it following 100% rules before. Official 100% rules. And in 12 hours. So I want to do it in a way that I could actually, like, submit it. Pretend it's like an actual run. Stuff like that. Airbuds, not earbuds. Well, isn't earbuds is, I guess they're called AirPods. I thought you meant AirPods, like the Apple earbuds. Yeah, this should work. Stone comes from over here, so that works perfectly. Good. We'll connect these later. But yeah, when we did this before, it was without blueprints, which was fun. But I just really want to see what kind of design we can make if we actually optimize for like build speed and stuff like that, as opposed to just like a blind run, because it leads to really fun designs. Your head randomly started hurting? Yeah, go get some sleep. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you feel better soon, though. Yeah, sleep. Sleep is very good. Definitely recommend sleep. Strange but creepy. Air Bud. You're talking about the dog movie, right? The dog's basketball movie? Why? Everybody's sick. I guess, I guess the thing I said earlier still stands. It is that season, but that's still rough. Sleep plus cola. For us, I guess, I see that. For us, we always did 7-Up, I think. 7-Up or Sprite. Like a nice citrusy, carbonated beverage. Yeah, okay, Air Bud was great. Air Bud's a great movie. No, very, very cute. I wish I had him to protect my ears from the cold, or to listen to music. I don't know how that would work, but it would be great. Sleep plus caffeine equals win. I don't know how. Maybe you react differently to caffeine than me. To me, that sounds like a recipe for no sleep. But hey, if it works, it works. Taste really doesn't matter, but you need both water and sugar. Oh yeah, that's true. There's a lot of sugar. Okay, so this works, but I do need to filter out the furnaces. What are we limited on? Is it a 1-to-1 ratio with how slow these produce? I really want to get stone on the other side, but that doesn't work very well. Unless we did like some kind of sushi. But I don't think that would be that great. Wow, these produce slow. I didn't realize... I mean, I guess it's broken. I didn't realize how bad burner inserters were. The lesson of this whole thing, and caffeine, unless you're talking about decaf pepper. I was talking about the decaf one. Theirs is probably caffeinated. For me, it's the carbonation that helps a lot with like colds and stuff. There are ways to get more stone here, and since we are going off the coal grid here, what we could do is like side load stone onto the side. That would work. They are consistently disappointing. Very accurate. Okay, so this would increase our stone furnace output a lot. And it's pretty easy to set up. Assuming we're not relying on our dedicated coal grid, which I don't think we will be. That's only for the starter section of the base. It doesn't have a huge benefit at this point. This would let us increase our throughput a lot, right? Yeah, okay, good. So since otherwise we were going to need like double the length here. So yeah, this should be fine. I'm assuming these probably won't brown out. They can brown out. What we could do is we could put them in a second stage. That would work. What are the other options? Belt pry would also work. This would help. That would make it that less stone goes to it. This might help. Yeah. Okay, so that would give it a lot more time for coal to arrive, so that's an option. We could also do logic. There is a good chance we could do logic for a very good chunk of this section. This is a lot larger than I was hoping it would be. Oh, I guess I decided I wanted to do this without logic, and then we'll just decide later. And then this needs a filter with, what are they? Burner drills? Where are they? There we go. If we could change the side, that would be great. Actually, it's not too late for that, is it? Also, we could do it here if we really wanted to. Stone furnaces. Let's see, where is it at? Okay, I think technically that works. And then we can sideload it back, or we can just not worry about it, but I think we sideload it back. Okay, is the throughput working? I think so. I'm gonna make a really long belt. See if we can get enough stone furnaces for this. I'm hoping to have just a little bit of extra stone furnaces here for boilers, which it does look like we have that ever since we added these side things. Realistically, I should have like 3 side things. One, it makes it run even faster, but the main thing is it just makes it run a lot more safely. Since the thing about like unsafe designs is that they're probably, if you add an extra inserter, they're probably not going to die. Keyword is probably. They can still die. Okay, what else are we missing? Most of it. Yeah, that makes sense. We don't have any more iron. Honestly, this uses like exactly half a lane. That's actually really nice. Considering this is just a random guess, I think we're good here. We don't need to make this one as tall, so that will help. Because it was looking a little bit spacious. But the idea is I move the buffer chest down here. I think I just left them for testing purposes. Okay, so delete all of them. We should be good. Okay. We could try... What was our old design? No, that was self-feeding. Because we could try to compact it a little bit. I think there are ways to compact it. They use more entities. But you can stagger them like vertically as you go using a bunch of undergrounds. Which makes it less wide, but I don't know if you make it smaller overall. I think it just depends on which dimension you care about. Okay, and this is iron and circuits. That's very easy. These are still not running though, so I've not figured out why. Really don't know why they're not running. These aren't getting solid fuel. Oh, I see. Okay. For some reason, whenever we switched over from the new version, a lot of the burner inserters died. I think it was because it broke one of the mods, which meant they ran out of the solid fuel, but they didn't run out of the iron. So it caused all of them to run out. How long does a burner inserter run on a full stack of fuel? A long time, but since this is for all the achievements, we're kind of limited. But on a full stack of fuel, I think it's like an hour or 2 with solid fuel, and like it's like 30 minutes with, I want to say it's like 30 minutes with coal. We can do it for some key designs, like early on. It's 62 swings. Yeah, 62 swings should be about 100 seconds. Times 50. Oh, wait. Okay, so it's a little over an hour. I think it's because normally I feed half a stack. Also, I opened Steam on accident, so I might drop some frames. It is right next to OBS. So whenever I click on OBS, that happens. The problem with nuclear fuel is that we can't get nuclear fuel. unfortunately. There's no way to mine uranium with burner inserters. Otherwise, I don't know if we would still use it, but we would definitely use nuclear power, but we don't have an option. We don't have an option for it, and it's really sad. Okay, this is working decently. I think for testing purposes, I should double up on this, just so these stay running. But yeah, in our original design, because we did do this once without blueprints, we did hand feed fuel to stuff. But turns out you have to feed a lot of inserters, which means you need to carry around like 50 stacks of coal at all times to hand feed some things. So you can hand feed like the mall, and that's about it. You can hand feed like the first mall. We did hand feed labs once, but now that we'll be using blueprints, we actually have a sushi science, which is pretty fun. Yeah, it's not that I'm forbidding them, it's just that it's not able to build them, which is unfortunate. Because I would 100% do a nuclear-powered burner inserter base, because the dichotomy of that is hilarious. But yeah, they don't let you mine fuels. It's because they require fluids. There are mods that allow it, but not vanilla. I could do solar. I think it's not strictly forbidden, but the reason I decided not to do it is mostly because how expensive it becomes when you need 3 gigawatts fast. I don't know. There might be enough time for it to pay off over like 5 hours, but I feel like solar has a pretty rough ROI. So yeah, we'll be doing steam power. Bright side, we're using the same amount of... My estimate is that we're using the same amount of power as an actual 100% run. We just are producing 30% of the power for that. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. Coal-powered nuclear reactors, if only. I really wish they let you put them in there. That would be great. It would be kind of broken, but it would be funny. Okay, so this is working well. We need pipes. Wait, we might be able to direct feed. I think we can direct feed every other is what we decided on, right? Oh, wait. Would that work? No, never mind. I was thinking we could direct feed from furnaces to burner drills, but then we wouldn't be able to get stone at the throughput we needed. And it doesn't make it more compact. But we can do pipes here, and we can direct feed into a single boiler assembler. So that would look like this. Oh, wait. The problem with direct feeding is you can't have the double throughput. So it does work. It works a little bit slower. Don't know if it works fast enough. But yeah, real quick, this is our power plant design. Where is it? This one. So we will be doing a lot of direct feeding with the power plant. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't done math yet on light oil versus oil cracking versus petroleum gas. And that is because I don't know how much water we have available. Like, if you put... I think in terms of water, if water's not a concern, oil cracking is, not a problem. But since our water requirement is so stupidly high for no reason, I'm worried about how much cracking we would have to do. It might not be bad. I really don't know. I want to say it increases the water by 10%, which we could live with. That would be worth it. But we'll have to see. But it uses direct feeding here. I think it wastes a little bit of the chem plant, but it's not too bad. Also, I totally missed it. Hello, Cruz. Welcome. Thanks for the resub. And then that's the actual base. But yeah, we need this, and we need 3 gigawatts is my estimate. So this is our design for our outposts. It's actually half of this size. This was before I realized this is actually 2 copper patches worth of copper. You'll have to make 5 outposts. Yes. No. 10. My goal is 10 of these. Rocket fuel has 5 times the fuel value per stack as coal and is possible to craft. If you're not sure if you allow fuel request slots in blueprints. Those aren't allowed, right? Or like if you force them. Oh, you mean for burner inserters? Yeah, those do not. Burner inserters do not have fuel request slots. You mean like the train thing? Yeah, that would make things so much nicer. that would that would be a huge help for our designs. At least for kickstarting them safely. We would have a whole different design philosophy if we could request burner fuel. I will say that much. Like if we could request fuel, we would still have to kickstart them, but we wouldn't have to make. We would still need fuel in the belts, but we wouldn't need to make safe designs. If we just could request a single solid fuel into everything, and that would be so nice. But yeah, burner inserters don't let you do that. Yeah, my goal is to have 10 outposts. You could always not pick that water. So the problem with not water at only the start is it makes everything so much harder. Like, it is a drastic change. Because you have to be a lot more mindful of everything. Like, there's just a chance that a lot of your outposts don't fit anymore. You have to spend a lot more time working around things. Like, unless I'm desperate for water, I don't really want to do that. Especially early on, where, like, the water might cause a lot of bot problems. Once you get to the later phase, it's not too much of a problem, but yeah, it's not great to have on. You can add fuel requests to anything if you can edit blue screen strings. I'm pretty sure that would be against the... I think stuff like that is against the rules for... I think that would be against speedrun rules, and I do want to have it within... I do want them to be within the speedrun rules. But I think anything that you can't create normally by placing something and copying it is forbidden. Something like that. I think it was a gray area for a while. I'm pretty sure it's been specified at this point. I'm not confident. Category rules, does it have anything? It says map exchange strings using the in-game user interface. So it's still kind of a gray area, but I think that specifies it as in things you can place this way, not with editing the strings. But yeah, these are the outposts. The goal is to have 10 of them of this size, but realistically it's got to be like 15 of a slightly smaller size. I think that's when my computer will start to give out. Because 5 would be a 2.5 million green chips per hour, and the goal is 4 to 5. And I think my computer can handle that. At least it was able to without blueprints. But yeah, I'm happy with this. I think. Does it tessellate? Oh, we don't really have an output here. This can kind of go wherever. I'm not actually sure if we need the boiler production here. I don't think we really need it, because we have a lot of boiler production already from our early phase. Unless we think we can handcraft all the boilers we need. So we might not need this. But it is there if we do. What's next? These things got to be pretty easy. So these are going to go here. Using the iron and circuit belt. Also, wait, what time is it? Oh, I have to get going. I just realized I can't stream as long today. I'll be back tomorrow. We might do burner. We might just do more burner stuff tomorrow. I'm not sure. Did anyone hear that? Yeah, my phone definitely went off. I feel like those are not filtered out these days. Because I have stopped using RTX voice because it was kind of just destroying my voice quality. And not filtering out as much as I would like, so I'd rather just have more sounds go through than every single thing I say be destroyed. So hopefully it's working. But that's it for me today. I kind of want to finish the mall tomorrow because I wasn't able to today. Especially since I think we can make it a lot more compact somehow. Or at least we can like stitch this over here instead. So I do want to finish that this weekend. At least I want to finish this this set this weekend, and then we can do burner. If we have time, we can do space exploration after that. But designing is a lot slower than I thought it would be, so we'll see. But yeah, thanks so much for all the ideas. I'll be back tomorrow, normal time. Hopefully I'll have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.